We're making soup today, and everything in the soup is from our garden. What do you have? We have carrots, we have broccoli, we have potatoes over there waiting to be washed, we have chicken stock, we have milk from our cow, we are making creamy broccoli soup, and everything is from our garden. Okay, except for the onions. Maybe we didn't grow the onions. So I'm using this book, which makes big recipes, which I like. It's vegetarian, but I mostly just add meat anyways. So I'm using their creamy broccoli soup recipe, and what I love about this is it starts with lots. So 2.5 quarts of onions, half a cup of oil, quart of carrots, 3 quarts of water. I'll use chicken stock. 3 quarts of potatoes, 5 quarts of broccoli, 1 quart of milk. It's big, and the recipe is simple, not lots of instructions. This book has a huge soup section, and that is what I love so much about it. So I'm using broth I had in the freezer for this. I've mostly been canning broth recently, and so using this up to free up freezer space. Then I also got out 3 soup chickens. They're going to simmer in here until I can pull the meat off. Then I'll take them out, pull the meat off, and then throw them back in with carrots, onions, etc. to make a big pot of broth that tomorrow I will can. And then I also pulled out, there's some hot dog buns too. Not everything is homemade here. Moose soup bones from 2017. And I'm going to let these thaw today, and tomorrow I'm going to roast them and do an overnight broth, and the next day I will can moose broth. So we don't peel potatoes or carrots, these ones need to be washed, before we use them, because to peel them would be taking off so much of the vegetable that you grew, and quite frankly, like, they get washed first, but they say that in potatoes, so much of the nutrition is in the skin. And we went to a lot of work to grow these potatoes and these carrots, and I'm not just going to peel a bunch of that away. We're going to use it all. I bought this salad spinner at the thrift store. I wanted to try one, but I didn't want to spring for the $30 for one new. I use this so much, when this breaks, I will be buying a new one for sure. I don't just wash lettuce in it, I wash other vegetables in it too. Put the water in, let them soak a minute, swish around, and then I can just pull this out, dump the water, and then spin this. It's so handy, and I can't believe how often I use this. It's getting to be soup season. It's like 13 Celsius, 55 Fahrenheit outside. And this is the warmest it's going to get today. It's overcast, it's dreary, we all have colds that are hanging on. We had chicken noodle soup for dinner last night. I'm making this creamy broccoli soup tonight. I'm going to freeze a bunch of this broccoli soup without milk though. And then when we thaw it, we'll just add the milk. And then I'm going to can that chicken broth, going to can moose broth. Just want to be nice and prepared for quick, easy soups. In winter, more often than not, when I make soup, I will just throw some sort of soup bones in the Instant Pot either overnight or in the morning, and then make soup with it. I usually just use the canned soup for like really last minute, like if we just want to have last minute ramen or last minute chicken noodle soup. Like sometimes for dinner we will literally just I'll cook some noodles, whether they're ramen noodles or normal pasta noodles, or last night we had rice noodles, and just can of broth, and if there's some leftover meat in the fridge, and we just have that for dinner, and it's just a really comfort meal. It's really frugal and really nutritious, and yes, there's still those ramen noodles or whatever, but when you're using bone broth, it just really ups the nutrition. The interesting thing about this soup is that you don't just like cook it forever and ever. Oh, baby squirrel, I'll get you in just a second. You cook until the potatoes and carrots are just cooked but not falling apart. And then I have all my chopped broccoli, and it's only going to cook for maybe 5 minutes before I use the immersion blender. Get all that last goodness out. And give it a gentle blitz to make it a little smoother. I had to take it over here so you can see it better. The baby's waiting for a bottle to warm up. Anyways, doesn't this look so vibrant and amazing? And all these things my kids wouldn't eat, like the cooked potatoes and broccoli, they only like those raw. Once they're gently blitzed up and you add some milk or cream in there, it gets so much more fun and they just eat it up. So this soup right here doesn't look like much. And then we add in some of the good stuff, some good creamy raw milk. And it transforms into the most luscious soup. And I love all the little teeny tiny equal bits. I mean, there's the odd bigger chunk, but so good, guys. So I cooked them until they were kind of falling apart. Picked off a massive plate of meat, and these are retired laying hens, people, and they're delicious. They really are. So all these are going to go back in the pot with carrots, onions, garlic, and become stock. And the baby just woke up from her nap. And some of it's going to go into the soup, and some of it we're going to use for another dinner.